Hi, this is Steph with Belladonna Dyes, and today we're going to ice dye a spiral. Well, here we are again, guys. I'm using the microwave splatter guard to create my spiral, and my spirals turn out so much prettier since I've been using it, and I just don't find myself ever going back to doing them the traditional old-fashioned way. I just don't see the point. The pleats look so nice when I use this, and it's quick and it's easy. I highly recommend getting the splatter guard if you haven't already, and I do have a link for it down below in the description box along with everything else that I use for tie-dye, so go ahead and check that out. I haven't talked about my favorite rubber bands in a while. They're still my favorite rubber bands, and I'm going to have to buy more. And the reason why is, I told you guys that I'm using the electric blanket to batch my projects. Well, these rubber bands, when they have heat applied to them, they stretch out to whatever size the project is, and they don't retract back. So that's the only downside to them. But I've done pretty good. I still have a whole bunch of them. I'm getting down to the bottom of the bag, and I've had them for, about over 6 months. So I think that's pretty darn good. Now it's time for the fun part. We get to add the dye. So the other day I was trying to get organized. I have so many boxes of things that I just don't even know what I have anymore. And so back in the summertime I had placed an order with Dharma, and I ordered a whole bunch of like rayon women's clothing. And down at the bottom of the box there was this little bag of dye that I had completely forgotten about and didn't even realize that I had. So it was like Christmas morning the other day when I opened it up, and I have a bag full of blues that I have never even used before. So I'm really excited to share this tutorial with you because they're the first time using the colors for me and sharing them with you. This electric blue is one of those really dense, heavy powders, and it would probably be a lot easier to work with if I mixed it with the soda ash mixture. Like if I was going to make a bunch of projects, I probably would. It's just sort of a pain in the neck to spoon it on. It kind of took me forever. This brilliant blue is also one of those dense, heavy powders and kind of clumpy. You know what I mean, the stuff that doesn't want to spread out very easily. I don't work with blue very often. It's not one of my favorite colors. I don't know why. So I'm not really familiar with the blues, but I would assume that most of them are probably going to be similar because the components are similar. You can really see the difference here in the lavender. It just went on like a breeze. This is the last blue of the bunch, and I'll tell you, it's definitely not as sticky as the first two. I ended up only having 2 pieces of the pie of the deep purple, and I had 3 of all the other colors, and that's okay. And you know, it's tie-dye, so it doesn't really matter, and ice dyes are so super forgiving that, you know, it's gonna be great. And then just put on a mask and give your project a quick little sprinkle of soda ash for good measure. Now you want to batch your project for 48 hours after the ice melts. For this one, after the ice melted, I came and checked the back. I normally don't do that, but since I hadn't used these colors before, I wanted to make sure that it was saturated, and it was very saturated. So I put the lid on it and wrapped it up in the electric blanket and let it go for 2 days. So now it's time for the rinse out, and you want to start by using cold water to rinse away any soda ash that might still be reacting within the fibers, and then gradually increase your water up to hot and rinse until the water runs pretty much clear. I take it to the washing machine and I do 2 hot water cycles using Synthropol, and then I do a 3rd hot water cycle using Milsoft to bring softness back into the fabric after the dyeing process. And I get both of those from Dharma, and I have links for them down below in the description box. And then I throw it in the dryer, and we come back and we see the results. Well, here it is, guys. Here's our ice-dyed spiral after it's been washed and dried. And isn't it so pretty? So these new blues are really nice. I think the darker one is the blueberry, and it's more of a navy color. And then that electric blue is just really catching my eye. It's just so bright. And then the brilliant blue, it's in there somewhere, but it's not really, you know, leaping out at me. There's just so much going on. The colors aren't standing alone. I'll have to make a more simple shirt just with them to see what they're, you know, going to be capable of. I don't want to do single colors of them yet because I want to do the, you know, the playlist, and I'm not even near the blues. I see other people make these spirals all the time, you know, with all the different lines, and I admire them, and I think they're really pretty. I typically don't make them because they're not really, it's just not what I make. But I think I'm going to start making more of them because for those of you that follow along, you know how much I just love to play with weird color combinations, and you know, making spirals is a quick and easy way to throw strange colors together and just see what happens. So, what do you guys think of this shirt? Please leave me some comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, leave a thumbs up, and click the bell and set it to all. That way you get notified of future uploads. And remember, have fun tie-dyeing.